On today's question of faith, why Catholic schools? Hey everybody, this is Question of Faith. I am Mike Hayes. I am the Young Adult Ministry Director here in the Diocese of Cleveland.
And I'm Father Damian Ferentz, the Vicar for Evangelization.
I'm Michael Suso, Director of Marketing for Catholic Schools.
And I'm Fred Roberts, Director of Development for Catholic Education with the Catholic Community Foundation.
It's great to have you both in the studio.
Welcome.
Welcome.
In the booth.
Thank you.
Always good to have four people in the booth. And so you have a new marketing plan, apparently. So this is your job, right, Michael?
It's true.
Tell us a little bit about what you do here.
Sure. So I was hired as part of the Keeping the Faith strategic plan. So I started on July 5th. So it's about 6 months in this role. And I've been spending a lot of time, obviously, looking at data and research, but looking for ways to help Catholic schools really tell their story. Sometimes we have to be our best promoters. In many ways, all the time, we have to be our best promoters for Catholic schools and tell our story and be evangelizing in that way. So that's really been the focus over the past 6 months. How is it that we can help schools to tell their story, and how can we help to reinforce that? So a lot of the work where the rubber has been meeting the road recently has been leading up to Catholic Schools Week.
Right, which is coming up at the end of the month, right?
Yes.
January 28th, that last week of the
Yes,
year?
yep.
The last week of the month, I should say.
We're not able to celebrate St. Thomas Aquinas, although that's his feast day, because the Sunday of Ordinary Time overrides it, the fourth Sunday.
Oh, right.
But, we still honor him, and he's still the patron saint of Catholic schools.
Absolutely.
Correct.
That dumb ox.
Right.
And Fred, what do you do here?
So I'm Director of Development with the Catholic Community Foundation. Joined the foundation in 2021. In my role, I work with the folks in the Catholic Education Office, helping schools focus on operational vitality, making sure all of our schools are affordable and accessible. And we're the numbers guys, so we focus a lot on the financial figures and the numbers in the schools.
When we used to do the video for We Give Catholic, I said I was going to have Fred get a big board, and it would be like that guy in MSNBC during the elections
Right. Oh,
and go
that's
all
funny.
over the place.
Yeah.
I was like, that would be perfect job for Fred.
The heat map.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right.
I am not a numbers guy, but I'm a words guy, I think. But I could give you these numbers. I spent 27 years in Catholic schools as a student.
Wow. 27.
Awesome.
27, yeah. 9 at Incarnate Word, 4 at Holy Name, 4 at Borromeo Seminary, John Carroll, 5 at St. Mary's Seminary, 2 at Catholic University of America, and 3 at the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas.
Wow.
27.
You beat me, Father.
Do
I
the
think
math,
I've got
baby.
18.
Yeah, do the math, baby.
Yeah, I'm not close to that. I'd shoot 7th and 8th grade at Our Lady of Mount Carmel St. Anthony in Yonkers, New York, where your parents
Grandparents.
spent some time. That's right. And then 4 at Fordham University makes 6. Then 3 in graduate school, Fordham University. That makes 9. 4 at seminary in Buffalo, and 4 here. So 8 more, so 17. Not close to you, but
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not so bad. So, Michael, you said that you spent some time crunching some data numbers and putting together some marketing plans. So what did you come up with?
Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about. Hard to narrow that. But really, the numbers that we looked at, what are the trends in Catholic schools and Catholic education? What are parents looking for in the education of their children? Knowing that ultimately Catholic schools being in some ways the foremost service of the church, the ministry of the church in this way, and trying to understand how is it that we can best align our model for education with the needs of families. And currently, we've been in the education business for a long time, obviously, but understanding how can we meet the needs of families now. We're busy lives, and they have certain directions and focus for their own families. So looking at how we can meet those needs. And that ultimately points to some of the wonderful things that Catholic schools are doing in terms of community building, focus on service, sophisticated contemporary education with really professional and motivated faculty. So looking for ways to highlight those within the work that our Catholic schools are already doing.
Right. And then in terms of rolling this out and in terms of a marketing plan, where do you go to advertise Catholic schools? I was thinking about this morning. I was like, okay, we have parishes. That's an obvious place. But the reach is much further than that. So, are you in like the regular kind of media markets every other place would be in, or?
Well, it's a great question. Where we are in terms of the strategic plan, we're at the moment of creating that marketing plan that Catholic schools can implement themselves in that draft phase in this moment. What I envision, one of the things that we're looking to put together right now are ad campaigns, a media buy on the heels of Catholic Schools Week. I know this is really exciting news, but ways really we look to meet people where they are, and where are people? Probably on their phones nowadays. So how is it that we can meet folks where they are in the media that they're using, so that they can understand the beauty, the benefits of a Catholic education, and the affordability of that prospect? So think of social media, think of streaming television, think of preschools or daycare, obviously parishes and churches, but trying to create this idea of Catholic education, reinforcing it as a household brand of excellent education and faith formation focused on helping students become those people that God's calling them to be, so that they can ultimately, obviously, get to heaven as a primary goal as well.
Now, you talked about the new media. Will you use any old school media? Any billboards?
Oh, that's a great... Hey, I'd say anything's on the table, Father.
Okay.
I've seen some great billboards in the Diocese of Cleveland, so everything, it sort of becomes a both and rather than an either or.
You know where I think is another good place to advertise is the airport. They actually rent rent space. When you're walking through there, we have great Catholic schools in Cleveland. I've been thinking, what can we do in terms of evangelization using airport space, or even on buses or subways? I know they do that in New York City. People are sitting there, they're looking up. So, yeah, cool.
I agree 100%. Only limited by the dollars and cents. That's where Fred comes in.
Hey, money follows mission. You have a good mission, the money will come.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right.
That's absolutely correct. And, we do work with benefactors. Many of our best supporters are products of Catholic education, like yourselves. I'm way behind you in terms of years.
That's okay.
I have my John Carroll Jesuit education under my belt. But, we just work with so many folks who are so supportive of Catholic education and want to help meet the need, want to provide the same opportunity for the generation that's coming up. Like Michael said, that's where the rubber hits the road. We want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to experience a Catholic education. And the really great thing is all the different opportunities that are available now, both from the Ohio Department of Education, the state of Ohio, as well as philanthropic programs are flourishing. So, we're, really excited by that, and want to just make sure we help the schools to maximize those opportunities and fill every seat if we can.
So why Catholic education?
Once again, how much time do we have to answer that? The list
Give me
could go on.
Give me one sentence. We should all.
Right.
I mean, we all did Catholic school for some time.
Right. Well, that message might depend on who you're talking to in the audience that you're looking to serve. I love a quote. It's by Kathleen Porter McGee. She was the superintendent of the partnership schools out of New York City. And she said a couple years ago, if Catholic schools were a state, they'd be the highest performing state in the country in terms of academic performance. Coming on the heels of the pandemic and other such events. I think that speaks to the heart of an excellent academic education. But there's lots of other wonderful data that speaks to how Catholic schools help students educate their hearts, how we help students to give back to those in need, to ultimately think about others while also thinking about how God is using their gifts and talents to make the world a better place. So I really love that quote by Kathleen Porter McGee, because you have to start where people are, and a lot of the times they want to look for the value-added academic component. And then you really see about our mission as a church of trying to help people spread the gospel of Jesus Christ in their everyday lives. And I think that really comes to fruition when folks are out doing the work of Christ, helping others.
That's nice. I like to think in the similar vein of the Catholic schools form the whole human person. And so it's not just the academics and the education, which are very important part of the human person,
Right.
but also the spiritual, the soul, and forming the person not simply for himself or herself to go get a job, but to then be an active member in the world and evangelizing and being salt, light, and leaven and being Christ for others. So, yeah, I
I
think
love
the
that
whole
thought.
human person is formed when the Catholic school is doing what the Catholic school is supposed to do.
I think the best teachers I had were the ones who were able to transmit to me not only academic information, but where have they met Christ in their own life? And why they work in a Catholic school is because of that. And that they would always talk about with us. This is why this matters to me. And I'm probably still part of the church because people did that. Because they were able to kind of walk my hand, hold me by the hand and walk me through that and say, hey, this is still important. This is always going to be important, and it's important to me. So. How people are forming people in a Catholic way, I think in Catholic schools is really, really important. It was very important to us. Obviously, we're still here, right?
Right.
And I should say my mom was a Catholic school teacher.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mine was too.
Really? Where? Oh, I know where you're.
So she actually was at St. Vincent St. Mary High School
Akron.
before the LeBron James
Oh, yeah.
era, of course, and then a little bit as well at Notre Dame Elementary School.
Nice.
Yeah.
My mom taught at Our Lady of Good Counsel, which is now Mary Queen of Peace on West 25th Street
Sure.
by the old RTA station there. So, yeah.
Very nice.
So my family connection is at St. Jude School.
In Elyria?
St. Jude in Elyria, and my daughter and wife both teach in a kindergarten classroom there. So
Oh, very cool.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Wait, tag team teaching?
they're in the same classroom,
Oh, my
believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dynamic duo.
That's
Talk
right.
about family harmony.
That's right.
Exactly. So, Michael, what can we expect during Catholic Schools Week? Like, what if we're looking around at the different things that are going to be advertised? Like, what are we going to see?
My gosh. Well, so much, I hope. Really, we have such a wonderful network of Catholic schools, right? A system of Catholic schools. I think as the crow flies, we are the 6th largest system of Catholic schools in the nation. When you think about it and the size of the city of Cleveland, that really puts things into perspective. But we're really hoping that we as Catholic schools, we can leverage then our reach in really tangible ways. And so each day of Catholic Schools Week, there's the hope that Catholic schools will highlight another pillar of their community that really makes it special, from their students, from their extracurriculars, from their academic instruction, their philanthropy, and above all, what makes them who they are, their Catholic identity. That's really what kicks things off on Sunday of Catholic Schools Week. But really, as much as a reminder for their own community of what makes it great, but also, once again, to help demonstrate to others who may not yet be a part of it what makes Catholic schools really the wonderful places that they are. So each week each day there's a theme. There's a quote by a saint or a Catholic theologian or a scientist to help frame that experience, and then different activities that schools can utilize in order to help really celebrate that. The big theme of Catholic Schools Week is rejoice.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, this wonderful, really a wonderful context within the church of celebration, of joy, and really showing that within the school.
Yeah, I like the "How is your school rejoicing?" Inviting the schools to kind of highlight that
Share
for the
that.
week. Yeah,
Yes.
and share that with us. That's great.
Do you have a song?
Oh my goodness.
Let us go rejoicing to the house of the Lord. Is that the theme song or no?
It is now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, this is a great soundbite for that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rejoice, rejoice. Anyone got another one? I got 2.
Yeah. Not coming up with one. I'll come up
Darn
with
it.
one before the show's over.
Father
Okay.
Damien, if I start singing, you won't invite me back.
No, if you're welcome to be you on this show,
Okay.
If the
All
Lord
right.
gave you a voice, you give it back.
So Catholic Schools Week, we've had the opportunity to work with several of our schools that are working on Fund a Dream scholarships this year, and helping to generate a list of the schools that are offering an all-school mass. They all do, but for Catholic Schools Week, to invite our supporters of Catholic education to attend. So it's really great to see that, all the masses that are going to be taking place. There's one at the Cathedral on Tuesday.
10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock, the 31st. I know there's an all-county mass out in my neck of the woods in Lorain County at EC. I think, Father, maybe you were the celebrant at that last year.
That's true. It's
So-
on St. John Bosco Day. And I'm actually out at the Avon parishes, Avon and Avon Lake parishes, the four getting together for a mass. I have that this year.
And then I know Bishop Malesic's going to be at Holy Name High School as well.
February 6th, the Feast of Paul Miki and Companions. I'll be there because I went there.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to concelebrate with them. I'll hail Holy Name.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah, why not?
Exactly. And, we talk a lot about, Catholic schools in our parishes and everything else, but we also remember that, we don't just teach Catholic students,
true.
It used to be funny. I used to have colleagues who would say, so many of these kids, they're not in our parish. Why are we supporting these Catholic schools? I was like, because we support these people because of who we are, not because of who they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a good point, Mike. I love that quote for that very reason. Christ didn't come only for one group of people. He came for all of us that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So send your kid to a Catholic school. Catholic Schools Week coming up. Stay tuned for that next week. And thanks for your work, first of all.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
And we were out in a Catholic parish last night, Father Damien. We were at Justin Martyr Parish for a little meeting. And the wonderful Deacon Shell and his wife, Sandy Shell. That's a great
It's
name.
one of the best names ever.
Great
And
name.
their daughter,
Their daughter.
formerly Carrie Shell, now Carrie Regan, our youth ministry specialist.
Yep. Had a group of youth out there talking to them about, they're going to soon gather with the bishop and talk to them about the things that they think are important. So that was a lot of fun.
I should say, too, we have wonderful people in the diocese all around. Especially, I love being with our young people. So this council, there's 18 to 20, and they meet every month with Carrie and Francine. And yesterday, because Carrie's parents work both at St. Justin Martyr and Eastlake, that's where we had the gathering. We had Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
I ate a lot of those. It was just little nuggets. I probably ate
yeah.
about 50.
Those are the
Maybe
best.
not 50.
Those are the
Probably
best.
27 to 29.
I was
Favorite
around.
Chick-fil-A sauce,
I stopped
Father?
counting, but I probably had 5 helpings. There was yellow sauce there and a red sauce. I like the yellow sauce better.
Okay.
I guess it was the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't try the sauce, but I had a lot. I did have a lot of chicken.
It
Some
was
salad.
good. It wasn't a lot of chicken though, because they were such small
Yeah.
pieces. I mean, if you added it together, it's probably one chicken breast.
Yeah, that's probably right. It was good.
It must have been small chickens because they were just little pieces.
Exactly. But it was fun being out there at Justin Martyr, so thanks for all the work that they did, and thanks for hosting as well. It was nice. And then our readings for this coming week, the fourth Sunday in Ordinary Time. I liked the Gospel this week, where a man with an unclean spirit comes into the synagogue and sort of points at Jesus. Well, have you come to destroy us? I know who you are. And Jesus rebukes him and says, "Quiet, come out of him." I always ask ourselves, what are our unclean spirits that need to come out of us?
I like that they recognize Jesus because, of course, the unclean spirits are the devil and the third of the angels that fell. And so God created all those angels, so they know their creator. And when Jesus is there, the second person of the Trinity, they're like, yeah, shaking in their boots, and they know that he has power over them. So the good news for us is any of the demons we're dealing with, the Lord has power over them too, and
very
the
nice.
demons are afraid of him.
Yeah. Anything you guys jump out at you in the readings?
Well, I like this theme of what we ask God to do and what God says happens. The first reading alludes to how, hey, Jesus is the fulfillment of the promise that God made, and then we see Christ in the gospel following through and people obeying exactly what he said. So I really like that. Hey, let's ask God when we need help because he will be there to help us. And then we should trust what he says because, we all should obey him.
When I read those first 2 readings, Mike, I was getting stressed out reading about Moses and saying if you don't speak right, you're going to die. And then the first sentence in Paul's was, I don't want to make you anxious. And then he said, you're going to be anxious, whether you're married or not married. So I was stressed out, and then I read the gospel, and I think the answer was there. It is that, if we follow Jesus, he's teaching us the way to teach with authority.
Yeah.
Cool.
My wife likes the second reading. She always says, that it says a wife is anxious about the things of the world, and she said, and so I always think back and say, yeah, I'm definitely anxious about the things of the world, but if I center myself on Christ and on the relationship that Christ gives me and my husband, she said, then I won't be anxious about the things of the world. She loved our Barbie episode, by the way. I meant to tell you that.
A lot of people did.
We had a show last week about is it a Barbie's world or a Ken's world? And my wife said, she said, I went back, and she said, and I started thinking about my father. And she said, and how Barbie kind of gave me a closer relationship with my father. She said, because my father built the dollhouse.
Ah.
And just and really, took some time with us. It was a way for us to kind of unite with him, so it was great. And so it's a Catholic schools world this time. So we're gonna look forward to Catholic Schools Week. Thanks for all that you guys do. It's really been great having you.
Our pleasure. Thank you for having us.
We rejoice in having you here.
Well said.
Thank you.
And so as we rejoice, we'll have this and a whole lot more next time you're on Question of Faith.